And they have come out in very good Packers and the Washington Commanders. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. A run here for the rookie. It's Brian Robinson. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Speed is the name of the game when it comes to RPOs, and sometimes you can be a little too quick, thus inaccurate, incomplete.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. And with the play clock winding down, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. Just their first in this half. We'll step aside and come right back. An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Howell throwing on 3rd down here. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. And he's going to have a Commanders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you used the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Faking the handoff. Howell. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. Third and long, here's Howell. That went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete. That's a pretty good opening possession defensively.
And you know the goal is to make something of a statement, especially on the road with your first defensive possession, isn't it? Go right out and establish yourselves and let them know this is going to be tough going all game long.
A big boot that time, 57 yards the official distance. And it'll be Packer football here, first down and 10. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up first and 10 at about the 32. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Got his man. It's Bo Melton. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down.
Doesn't matter whether it's a zone coverage or man coverage, the drag route can be effective when it's run well.
On first down, Rodgers. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. The safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack him for a loss of 9.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways. And right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. The center receiver in motion to the right. Another try after the first down sack. Rodgers. He has it complete to Christian Watson. A good pickup there. 13 yards as they get closer for third down. An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on third down. Rodgers now to throw. Throw left side complete. That's Jones. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That one will go down as 33 yards on the third down conversion.
Momentum changer there, actually a dream killer for the defense because they forced a third down, felt like they had a good chance to get off the field defensively, and then they got hit with that big play.
So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for first and 10. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, second down. Off the play fake to Jones. Here's Rodgers. Catch made by the running back, Aaron Jones. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. It's safe to say the passing game has found a rhythm. He's now 4 of 4, but might need to be 5 of 5 to keep this drive going here as they face a third down.
And maybe perhaps you show a running play, right? Maybe a little play action here to go ahead and let him throw the ball downfield. I wouldn't get away from him flinging it because 4 for 4 already. I think he's got a good chance of picking this one up here on third down.
Call it no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down. So on now for the Packers at their all-time leading scorer, Mason Crosby. The kick by Crosby is good, and the Packers are off to a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. The defense got the better of them last series, forcing a punt. And looking for McLaurin, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Eric Stokes. And into the end zone. It's a pick six and a Packer touchdown. On is Mason Crosby for the point after. He's got it, and now it's a 10-0 lead here in the opening quarter. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. First and 10 here for Howell and the Commanders at their own 25-yard line. Howell throwing again after the pick six. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
So into Packer territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 49-yard line. They'll throw on first down. Here's Howell. Flush to his right. Howell sliding down, and he picks up the first on that play. From the 34 now, here's first and 10. On first down, Howell firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Well, they've been back on their heels a little bit here on this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops, and escape this drive.
From the 34, they'll come to the line on second and 10. Back to throw, Howell. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And they eventually get to him at the 17 after a pickup of 17 into the red zone, first down. Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. Now a 1,000-yard rusher a season ago, Antonio Gibson with it. And he's in. Touchdown, Commanders. Antonio Gibson, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Commanders are back within a score. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And that'll cut it to 3 at 10-7. kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. On second down, it's Jones. It'll be a gain of about 5, but they're left with a third and still about 12 to go.
Not a ton of room available on that one, but he made use of what space was available and gained decent yardage.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Cameron Curl.
And I think this is a situation where a quarterback coach on the sideline is going to talk to a signal caller and say, listen, it's 3rd and long and it's still early in the game. Let's not force things here. If we don't feel good about it, let's just check something down and punt the football.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Robinson up the middle. And he'll take this one down near the 15. Darnell Savage there to make the tackle.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Howell down to throw it. That's out to the flat for Gibson. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. He'll go down as a gain of 6. And now 2 yards to go on 3rd down. Straight ahead, it's Robinson. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Well, they're currently the best in the NFL in converting on 3rd down, so it was no surprise there that they picked that one up.
And they've done it in many different ways throughout the season, Charles. Picking it up, running it, throwing it, just effective. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gibson with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Commanders have taken the lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive in particular. That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Well, those have been a problem for them all season, but never quite as much as they have in these last few minutes. Let's count it up now. A pair of picks on his team's last 2 drives and double-digit interceptions this season. I don't care if you're the best in the game or an undrafted rookie. You've got to take better care of the football or you're going to cost your team chances.
They'll run with Robinson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Brian Robinson Jr., his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Commanders are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Sly is up and good, and that makes it a 21-10 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Rodgers now on first down. Completes it again to Dobbs. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Rodgers now on first down. A check down here to Jones. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Well, that's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. So 5 plays on this drive, Charles. All passes, all completions. And just like that, they're in the red zone.
And don't you think the playbook opens up a little bit more now? Because all they've done is throw the football. If you want to run it now, you may very well have them fooled.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now a first down carry by Jones. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
2nd and 4. They could still get a first down without scoring. To throw, it's Rodgers. This will be caught just inside the 10. Touchdown! Romeo Doubs from 6 yards away. And the Packers have got it back to within a score. Crosby connects on the extra point, and it's now 21-17. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They're starting to put some space here. You know, the first quarter, they didn't look so hot offensively. This second quarter, though, they've looked really good.
They've jumped in the saddle in a big way now, and now they're in full gallop. I mean, before, kind of cantering around a little bit, right, trying to feel their way, not getting done what they wanted to. But somehow they put it together with play calling, execution, and now there's a pretty big gap.
And they'll look to make that gap even bigger here. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Second down, Howell now. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Howell trying to pick it up on third. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. Throwing now is Rodgers. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Montez Sweat in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. So we've reached halftime here in our nation's capital with the Commanders on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. So, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because
he's got a man complete. Touchdown, Packers. Christian Watson, 75 yards. And the Packers have retaken a third quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Crosby, and that gives them a 3-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently.
Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the Packers are going to take over at their own 41. The rookie was trying to push it downfield, but the safety bit him.
And he'll learn that you have to hold the safety. And you do that with your head movement, your eyes, sometimes your shoulders. Hold the safety so that you can get back to the throw that you really want to make. He got so excited thinking his guy was open that he made it easy for the defensive back to go get the football.
And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
If you're in the offensive huddle, you're smiling after that play because you've certainly got them guessing now. 2nd and short, could they just hand it off for another big gain? Or do they take advantage of this spot to take a big shot downfield?
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. On play action, Rodgers. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And they'll get this down to the 10. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. The left side completion to Jones. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. A good convergence there defensively, only a yard, and it's 2nd down. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. He pushes forward for maybe 3 down to the 6-yard line. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. On 3rd down, here's Jones. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the 1st down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
Now that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the 1st down line was, and they didn't let him get anywhere near it.
They'll send the tight end in motion. Going quickly out to the right side. And he is not going to be able to get away as they swarm him for a loss shy of the goal line. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And the Commander defense able to hold. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. This offense returning out there, and really, you remember the last drive, Charles, it was over before it even began. They threw the interception on the very first play.
And what that means is for all these guys, it's been a while since they've been out there going full speed, so they've got to get everyone back out there, run a couple of your go-to plays, make sure you get your offense oiled up a little bit. They've got to be able to start fast, but they've got to be efficient as well.
Especially the quarterback. On 2nd and 7, Howell. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
Here's Jones again on 2nd down. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Here's Rodgers throwing quickly to the flat. And it's a Packers touchdown. Bo Melton with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Packers take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Crosby with the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. Had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Behind the chain, 2nd and 12. Here's Hal to throw on 2nd down. Escaping the pressure right. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Fabian Moreau. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football.
A feather in the cap for the defender, picking off one of the league's better quarterbacks so far this season. And add another feather in the cap for the coaches, too. Excellent game plan, and they had their guys aware of his ability to roll out and how to defend against it.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Running right, Jones. Nothing doing. Barely able to muster a yard to hit the 35. That result, really no surprise. That's what we're coming accustomed to with this #1 ranked rush defense.
And you study the game. Does this bring back a few memories? Maybe the 85 Bears trying to move the ball against them, 2000 Ravens. Heck, how about the late 60s, early 70s Purple People Eaters, the Minnesota Vikings? Hard to move the ball against those types of teams.
They'll wind up getting just a yard. And 3rd and 8 now.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
An inside give to Jones. And this play going to be stopped in its tracks at the 32, and obviously well short of the 1st down. So now on 4th down, Rodgers will give way to Mason Crosby for the field goal try. He was true on his first. This a tough one from 49 yards away. The kick by Crosby is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, they got the turnover in great field position, but unable to do anything with it, and they're left taking the easy 3 on the field goal.
Yeah, you're right about that. A great chance at a short field touchdown. On a sudden change, you take the ball away. You expect your offense to put into the end zone, but they'll take the 3 for now, even if they feel just a little bit let down.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he will be taken down here on the return on what will wind up being the final play of this third quarter. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Howell, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not...
Oh, Howell loses it. Second time in this game, Charles, the ball has squirted out from his hands. Luckily, his teammate was there to pounce on it.
You're right. Got the lucky bounce, able to retain possession. You know, we often talk about the combine and why do we measure quarterbacks' hands. Is that really a big deal? It's for situations like this. Do you have the hands big enough and strong enough to hold on to the football while being jostled?
Everybody was up there ready at the line of scrimmage, CD, but no snap, and the delay of game ensued.
Yeah, and I'm sure their head coach is asking the exact same thing. What's going on out there? Almost like they thought they had more time than actually was on the clock.
Fourth down, Howell, desperation time. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. The Commanders went for it, but they cannot pick up the first. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. Here's a give to Jones running left to about the 26 here.
Well, that's a pretty good drive starter right there. And I don't know, partner, if you're even thinking about sitting on the ball right now. They may just want to run their regular offense.
In plus territory, and as an offensive coordinator, you don't want your team to go into a shell, do you?
No, you really don't, because as soon as you take your foot off the gas, it's real hard to put it back on and mash it, because once everyone's emotions come down, hard to start them up again. So I think you may want to keep them cranking high right here.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Rodgers tapping this forward on the jet sweep. And he is going to lose yardage here. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, then maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. And he'll be stopped at the 27-yard line, well short of the first down marker. And now we're going to get a timeout called by the Washington defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. The kick by Crosby is good. So the big return had him fired up, but in the end, the offense stalls out. They only muster 3.
Yeah, the excitement was there after the return, but they didn't move the ball at all after that. They didn't even get a first down.
And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. First down, Howell to throw. And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. So the completion good for 7 there, and that'll bring up second down. A good start there on this fourth quarter drive. They need more of what we just saw.
Down a couple of scores. There's still time, all right? It's not like, they're totally out of it, but they have to score quickly, and they're going to need some big-time plays, chunk plays, explosive plays. They need yardage on each snap.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. They get 17 there. Good for a Commander's first down.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And that'll be incomplete. He started out having some troubles back in the first half connecting with his receivers. Really hasn't gotten a whole lot better.
Yeah, he's at less than 50%, and you and I both know that just won't do. So I would think about spreading things out, putting it on the receivers, make them win those one-on-one battles on the perimeter, and find their way open.
They go play action with Howell. Winds up and lets it go for Samuel. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Washington on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 41-yard line. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 41. It's Howell with another throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Second down throw for Howell. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the Packers are going to take over at their own 30-yard line. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you make... There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Packers. Aaron Jones, 70 yards. And the Packers look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. Crosby connects on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 23. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They begin the drive with Robinson. That's to about the 28. Second down coming up. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Again, it's Robinson. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. From the gun on 3rd down, Howell. And he fires one, but incomplete.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
Going for it on 4th. Here's Howell. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Washington goes for it, but it does not pan out. And that will force a turnover on downs. Well, at this stage of the game in the second half, down 3 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to push.
And let's face it, with this deficit, if they give up another score here after they didn't get it, does it really matter?
Right.
It really doesn't. They had to go and try and make something happen if they had any chance of winning this game.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Rodgers. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it. Well, 4th quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
Play action. Now it's Rodgers. And he is stopped just short on 3rd down. Got 9 yards, but needed 10.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from the 1st down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. And he is going to have a Packers 1st down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So for Green Bay, the win moves them up to 5-2 now on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Buffalo to take on the Bills. Meanwhile, for Washington, they dropped just their second game so far as they fall to 5-2. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.